Leave it to UK Nationals to just really show us that we have a turn skip problem. Make sure you guys smash the like and crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more OSCON. We got a lot of info out of UK Nationals. Like, I'm honestly, like, surprised by the pure amount of info that we got. But Cool Tunes really wrecking it up here. They had 5 of top 3, which is pretty impressive. Now, you come down here to, top 4. Bing, 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 bing. Is that a Constellar Tellarknight deck? Now, we don't have his list, but we do have a 9th place list, which honestly is about as good to me. I'm not going to be too upset about that. We also had 2 Radiant Typhoon, 4 Branded, 2 Fairy Tail, 2 Draco Tail, Artmage, Yummy, Doomsy, Ryuji. We do have the Ryuji list that we'll talk about here in a second. What a show more. And a cool Orcust with a few unaccounted for, but okay, so Cool Tunes getting 2nd place. This is Ahmad's 2nd place list. Actually kind of showcasing, I'm going to say it, one of the more standardized lists that we've really seen. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. You know, this deck's been pretty boringly figured out in terms of ratios. Valor's been driving the format. You got Ghost Spells behind the wheel to also support. You got Ghost Ogres bringing up the control end of things, Vices, and then, of course, we're side decking the reframing. In the side deck, we have the extra Solemn package, and we got 2 warnings to be able to bring in. I see we're also playing a Typhoon in case, we have to bring in some board-breaking options, come knock down the doors on the opponent. This is honestly been the experience all format with this deck, and I'm not too excited to talk about more of these. Next up is Branded. This made top 8. Alex did very well with this. This is probably one of your more standardized Branded lists in terms of what you got going on. You do get to play the Tri-Brigade Spriggans kit within the list as a 1-up. Branded in High Spirits has turned out to be probably one of your most efficiently broken cards to kind of get this deck off of the ground. We've also been watching Nadir's Servant really pushing this deck in terms of, what you want. And then, of course, Diabell's down here, forcing the opponent to actually set one of their key cards. Actually can pretty much win you games. It's going to make sure, you're not going to fall on a Virtuous straight off the bat, which is also incredibly useful. But Branded, in terms of what this deck's been doing, this card has been in the driver's seat this whole format for this deck. High Spirits is so broken. We also get to see Cool Tune playing probably one of the funniest tech choices I've seen in a while. We're actually playing the Synchro Control. Activate only if you control no Synchro monsters on your field or in your graveyard. Pay 1,000 life points, select one face of Synchro monster your opponent controls, and take control of the selected monster till the end phase of this turn. Oh boy, we're really doing this right now. I did not think that Synchro Control would ever be a card that, we would bring up in a real life discussion. But, here we are. And also, this ends up allowing you to take something from the opponent, or it can also force an out from your opponent, actively giving you an ability to play something. Also, this is in fact a quick play spell card. So it's also something that you can technically use to disrupt your opponent's play lines as well, which is also kind of nice. I wish we could thrust into this, but we're just going to thrust into, any of these other exceedingly good cards that we have over here on the side. But that is hilarious to see. Outside of that, this main deck is pretty standard. Endymion Magistus Fairy Tail. It stinks that we're going to have to wait so long to get Vere, but this deck got to showcase Witch of the Black Forest. We're so far away from Dark Magical Curtain. The fact that you're telling me that we had this built in down here is crazy. Also, how do you get away with having Sea Turd of Theseus in the side deck? That's crazy to me. Sea Turd is such an important card, and the fact that you shoved this thing into the side deck is worrying to me. Like, I guess to be fair, if your opponent does extra deck rip you here, what are you going to rip? Like, probably this, right? I don't know. Maybe I don't know my Fairy Tale deck like the way I should, but I feel like that's a pretty important piece to the combo line. Next up, we have Power Patron Artmage. Now, in terms of the way that this deck has been playing, you basically have the pseudo, big guys built into the deck here. You need these for the extra names. You can warp into one of them. He's here to do things. It's just you're not going to ever really care about the Doom Dragon. He's just here to be a trigger to kind of help you on along with your combo lines as you're kind of stirring through things, which is actually not surprising to say the least. I like that given all of the tools that you've got here, you're basically doing just fine. Also, this deck loves board breakers, man. You have Book of Eclipses in here, Fallen and Virtuous. You have Crown's Lockdown. You also have Droplets. Like, I would shit my pants, if I went first with this deck. Like, I mean, you have ways to go first, but it's just like, God, you could brick so hard with this. It amazes me how successful people are with this deck some days. I also got to see some Radiant Typhoon. Now, I will say, looking at Radiant Typhoon and how it's been going, but we've shifted back to Pot of Extrav right now, which is not a bad thing, all right? Given the current climate and the card choices that you've been dealt with right now, you kind of got to make some concessions with things. So, sacrificing some of your worthless extra deck. I mean, Inner Blafnir is not really worthless, but, you see what I'm saying. Like, you're going to sift through these option cards, and you know exactly where you have to push in order to get things done. Also, Illusion Gate, another really, really good card. Now, I told you we had this Tellarknight list. Now, looking at this oh, hold on. I got to show the player's name. It was Giorgio. So in terms of what this deck was doing, yes, we are playing Pear Bear Scare within this deck, which really caught me off guard. I was so happy to see Pear Bear Scare actually seeing competitive play, but God. So, welcome to an era where our goal is to basically turn skip the opponent. We want to be able to make it so that we can win the game as effectively, efficiently, and as quickly as possible. And that's what Ptolemy is here to do. And of course, the only thing you need to do on the back burner is just close out the game on the next turn, because it's not like your opponent's going to have anything real for you to do, unless, they're going to ogre this, and then you're just kind of going to look at them and go, oh, okay, well, it's a little bit interesting, but definitely an interesting take on the format. Next up, we get to see some Fiend Yummy. This deck, I don't want to be too mean to the Yummy players out here, but this deck is in a dumpster out back and is crying very, very heavily because and this is the same thing I've heard from all Yummy players. It's just like the deck is just so inconsistent now. Who would have guessed putting Cupsy Yummy up here to 1 would be one of the final straws to breaking this deck's consistent streak and just having it run around too much within the format. Yeah, I never would have guessed, right? Hitting the consistency pieces would be the right choice to slow down the deck. Wow. Next up here we have Doomsy. Now, Doomsy in terms of the meta build, I mean, you don't really get anything too crazy with this. I mean, 2 crowns might be a little bit fancy, but I don't really think it's anything too crazy to scoff at. Champion Sargass, we've been playing this big guy as the extra little material to kind of generate. We're playing Santa Claus as more of a defensive piece along the way. I feel like that's all pretty necessary to help this deck out. And then we got to see Ryuji. I have no idea how or why 60 cards was brought up. We have subspace battles in here. This is truly a piece of art. Seeing a deck like this actually come into the meta right now and actually do something. And the fact that we've also got the Synchro Zark in here is hilarious as well. But there's enough tooling in this deck that I think, you're going to be able to find your pieces, and you're going to be able to do some of the most disgusting boards that I think you can do. We also got to see some Adagister popping up with Malice. This deck is a pretty standard competitor still, even though, we got the really reduced numbers on these things, which is actually kind of sad because, we're really, really, really hurting on the consistency side of this. But I mean, it's enough that I think we're still kind of going to do its thing. Outside of that, I mean, everything else looks pretty standard in this list. And our last list here is Ryan's Azamina Orcust pile. Now, I mean, your job is to set up the, interruptions, have Ilya Sylvia basically protecting you, so you're basically good to go, right? And then, you just kind of go down Orcust line, set up your full interruption combo on the opponent's turn. I mean, there's nothing really too crazy to say about this list, but it's definitely enough to be aware of. So what do you guys think about everything? Please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.